Thank you for listening to the Kyle and Tim podcast, where we have authentic conversations that help cultivate a better understanding of ourselves, our guests, and the world we live in. This podcast is about our guests, getting to know them, their backgrounds, experiences, thoughts, and ideas. We really appreciate you listening. Before we introduce our next guest, we'd like to introduce a few of our sponsors that help make this podcast possible.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Mountain Mule Transportation, located here in Bozeman, Montana. Mountain Mule is a private SUV and truck service, offering chauffeur services in all of Southwest Montana. Whether it's your next skiing, hunting, or fishing trip, early morning or late night trips to and from Bozeman Airport, as well as weddings and private parties. No matter the occasion, Mountain Mule will get you there safely and on time. To learn more, visit mountain-mule.com and book today.
Hi, I'm Patty Boyd. Welcome to the Kyle and Tim podcast. We're going to be talking about the Bozeman Wedding Expo and talking about the 1889 barn and some other interesting stories about me and my life.
Perfect. Enjoy, folks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Patty.
Thank you. All right. No
But
mistakes then.
Yeah, it's fine. So the
No mistakes.
wedding event.
Okay. So the wedding event is April 26th, 2005, from 12 to 5 at the Commons. Do you guys know the Commons?
Yes.
I do. Yeah.
Does the audience, or should we tell them?
Yeah, you
Tell
should
them the street corners.
Baxter and Love. And gosh, I almost know oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now they can see it.
Okay, tell them where it is.
Okay, so it's the Wedding Expo. So there's a bunch of vendors there. But it is the Wedding Expo, right? We're calling it that. But you don't have to be getting married to go, because there's going to be all these local spirits tasting there. So that doesn't mean you're getting married. There's going to be free demos and dance lessons. There's going to be live bands. That has nothing to do with being married, right? So anyone can come.
Okay.
You don't have to be getting married.
But there's going to be a lot of wedding vendors.
But of course, yes,
Yeah.
It is the Wedding Expo. So there's lots of wedding vendors. But also if you're having an event coming up, right? I just met this guy yesterday.
So do you think you guys should retitle it?
No. We love it.
I'm
And we love the
messing with
website.
you.
And what's really cool about this too, like let's say you're planning a wedding. See, that shit is in my throat. Sorry. How annoying to listen to that.
No, you're fine.
No, you're all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say you're planning, like Bozeman, people come here for destination weddings. Like, I don't know who to look at. This is kind of confusing. So let me
Whoever
just
you
look
want,
at
you can just switch.
I'll just look at you right now.
I don't want that much attention.
Okay. So that's why the chairs swivel.
Yeah, that's the point.
Good thing you have swiveling chairs.
Yeah.
Hold on. So I have to keep going because this is why I'm here. Okay. Let's say you're planning a destination wedding to Bozeman, which a lot of people do, right? They don't really go to Billings and Great Falls so much. They're coming to Bozeman for their wedding. And if they're Googling or I hate that. Let's say they're on the World Wide Web. I don't care how they're searching, right?
Use the browser of your choice, ladies and gentlemen.
Browser of your choice, exactly.
Netscape.
Thank you. Get on that. But if you put in Bozeman and wedding, guess what comes up? Bozeman Wedding Expo. So that's why we do like our name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of clever that way. So if you're planning the wedding, like lots of times I have the 1889 barn, but now that's good, getting off topic already.
No, keep going. You're
Okay.
fine.
Okay, so I have the 1889 barn, which you guys, that's where we met.
Yeah.
Because it's a small event venue. It's an art gallery because I have a fine art business, and it's a bar. So go figure. Where did we meet?
Yeah.
At the bar on Thursday night when it was open.
Maybe we met at the Fine Art Gallery though.
Okay, so the main thing about this, though, April 26th, 12 to 5. Location is Baxter and Love Lane at the Commons,
Correct.
right next to the YMCA.
Correct.
Yes. Be there on the 26th. There's dancing, there's drinks, there's lots of vendors,
And there's lots
all
of
kinds of
vendors.
giveaways.
Live music.
Yes, and complete great raffle packages. Again, you can buy raffle tickets and the raffle tickets are like a basket of booze or, lots of different raffle prizes. You don't have to be getting married to want to win a raffle prize. And the chances of winning are actually pretty good because we can only sell raffle tickets the day of. So
There you go.
you want to get in on that.
My company will be there, so it must be a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
The coolest event.
I mean, if you want to drink and have a ball, then Tim can give you a ride home.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, throw that in right now, right?
Yeah. Mountain Mule Transportation.
Mountain Mule this is a sponsor of the podcast.
Yeah.
Mountain Mule Transportation. See how I switched my voice like that?
Perfect.
That was so good.
Oh, so good.
Okay, now go back to the barn. You
Okay.
tell us about the barn.
Okay, so that's how we met, and this is how I got to that wedding expo.
Yep.
Good point. So I remodeled the barn in December of 2022, and then I said, okay, so it's a small event venue. Now, do I want to have weddings? What am I doing here? Right? The bar, no brainer, and I have art openings, great. But then I did start to have weddings.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the wedding expo 2 years ago when they had it. The Bozeman Chronicle had it. I shouldn't even say that. Well, never mind. They were the sponsors of it, right?
Uh-huh.
So I went and I'm like, okay, let me do this whole thing. Sure enough, I got a customer. So I'm like, all right, boom. It was worth going. So I'm sure you're going to get customers, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
So then the second year I went, I got more customers. I'm like, okay. It cost a lot of money though.
Mm-hmm.
It cost like $750. I'm like, holy hell. So, but here I am this year. I'm like on my computer. Hello. When is the expo? I'll drag my feet and pay this $750, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we're not doing it this year. And I think it took maybe 45 seconds. And I'm like, I'm fucking doing it this year. So I call up my friend. We work well together. So she's my co-producer of the event. That's what this is, CP Events Collective. And I said, what do you think? Let's go. She's like, let's go. So we've thrown this whole thing together in less than 2 months, but the response has been fantastic because the vendors are jumping on board. We're selling tickets, but I'm here to sell more tickets.
Cool.
That's why I'm here. I mean, I'm love being here because you said
No, we get it. We get why you're here.
Yeah, but
you didn't want to come see us.
No. You said you were starting a podcast, and I'm like, oh shit, that'd be good. And you fucking started it, so that's great. I love people who do what they say they're going to do.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's only like 1% of the time, but yeah.
That you do what you say you're going to do?
Speak for yourself. I'm over here in like the 80%.
So I want to ask questions. So,
No.
So when do you...
That's not how this works.
Oh, shit. Come on. I have to have my own podcast for that?
Yeah.
I can rent these microphones?
You didn't even read the rules.
You're
not allowed to ask questions.
Are you serious? Did I sign to that?
No, you didn't.
You didn't see my cup of coffee in here somewhere, did you?
No, but I can get you one.
No, I just made it. I'll just grab it at some point.
Offering to make me one.
Would you like some?
Yeah, would you like some?
We got coffee.
Oh, look at the mule cup.
I know, look at that.
Yeah, would you like some?
We got coffee, milk, decaf, regular. What do you want?
Hop me up on coffee. Just regular, straight away. Nothing in it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, was that rude?
No, we were rude. We should have asked you when you got in here.
Yeah, you came to the bar, I asked you.
That is true. Hey, what would you like to drink?
But that's kind of expected.
No, I should have asked you.
Mm-hmm.
I forget all the time. I go to make a note or something. Ask guests if they want coffee.
Yeah.
We'll put it on your sheet.
Yeah, I got a sheet over there.
I like process and procedure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Little checklist thing.
Do you want to keep talking about this, or can we switch topics?
We can switch topics, but I mean,
yeah, I wanted to go into the barn.
Well, what did I not cover on this? I mean,
I'm going to look at this flyer and tell you.
No, it's super exciting. I guess we should have pulled up the website. Well, I hope people are pulling up the website as we speak.
What is it? Oh, that is a website.
It's the www, which stands for
World Wide Web.
World Wide Web. BozemanWeddingExpo.com.
Okay. And so there's live music. There's what kind of vendors are there?
That's
like
just
you're talking to a single guy that really doesn't ever want to plan a wedding.
That's great. I think that's a smart way to go.
I mean, but I would want to plan a party. So like if a wedding could be If I could just switch my mind up, I like parties, and that'd be cool.
Parties are good. Parties are good. So, like, you wouldn't need a florist. Well, maybe you would at your party if you want flowers.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, they're nice. They're a nice feature.
Right now, your hair looks good.
Oh, thanks.
I don't think you have makeup, but
nope.
Probably
I don't.
Wouldn't want that. But that's a vendor. So you want food?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Maybe you want a photographer there to take pictures.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So you'd want to hire a bartender for your party, and I could be that person for you, for example.
Yeah.
And I could be that person for whatever weddings are going on too. What else would you need at your party? This is kind of hard. Food, music, which we've already talked about, the bands and DJs. That way you can, come up with your own playlist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we were doing at the barn when we met. We were listening to my playlist.
That's right. We were, and I liked it.
Is very
eclectic.
So many people like my playlist.
Yeah.
If I want to remember correctly, we might have been playing like Name That Tune or singing to the playlist even.
Name the tune. Yeah, we were definitely talking about like, hey, who sings that song? Yeah.
And who won? Did you guys win any stickers? Did I have stickers to?
You didn't have stickers.
Okay. Well, if you came back, I have stickers you can win now.
For Name That Tune?
Name That Tune.
Cool.
Do you recall Tim playing Name That Tune at the barn? Did you do a good job with Name That Tune? I think we were talking.
We definitely were.
And then you were looking at the art at the barn? Okay, so back to the vendors.
You have a really good memory.
I do have a good memory.
You do.
Let's talk about that for
a
second.
Let's do it.
My sister is a year younger than me. I mean, seriously, you just wound me up. I don't need help, do I?
I don't think you need help, but I'm telling you that you have a good memory. That's for damn sure.
Okay, so my sister, a year younger than me, and it's always like, oh, siblings, you guys share memories. She doesn't remember jack shit. And I remember everything and all the details.
What's your sister's name?
Well, I called her. It sounds bad what I'm going to say, but it's sweet and it's kind of a term of endearment, maybe. Ugly was what I called her.
You just called it. That was her name.
Well, because, here's the story of how she got the name Ugly. She's like, we were fighting because we're a year apart.
Yeah.
So we're fighting over the cereal. We're fighting all the time. And the breakfast, we're just fighting. And then she goes, how did she say it? She goes, give me that or something. And I said, no, I'm not giving it to you. Just fighting.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, you're ugly. I'm like, oh, Dad, I'm not ugly. You're ugly. And then the next morning we get up. We're at the breakfast table. I'm like, hey, give me the cereal, Ugly. Boom. Stop.
That was it. That's awesome.
Still ugly. But she's not ugly at all. She's beautiful. Anyway, there's a story.
But that's her name. What's her real name?
Barb.
Barbara?
Barbara.
Cool.
Shout out to Barbara.
Where's Barbara live?
Oh, she lives in Illinois.
Where in Illinois?
We don't even talk anymore. So there's a whole thing there.
Okay.
Full stop. Haven't talked to her in a while.
Should we send her this podcast?
Oh my gosh.
You should, or
I should.
What if I just she doesn't know me. She doesn't have my cell phone number, and she gets a text message from me with a link. And I go, here you go.
Thank you so much.
And I go, why don't you have a listen to this, Ugly?
Listen to this, Ugly. Oh fuck. It's funny.
What if I send her that?
Maybe.
And then she called you. She would for sure call you. She would say, why are you on this podcast?
Right. So in that, why am I on this podcast? So I met you guys. You said you're starting a podcast. And I ran into Tim. And he's telling me to come down here, right? Because we want to sell tickets. We want everyone to know about this.
Yeah.
But we asked you to be on the podcast long before.
Yes. You wanted me on the podcast when you met me.
Even though you only came once you had something to sell. We genuinely wanted you on long ago.
Now you make me sound bad.
Well, I mean, some people are better than other people, And
you do this to yourself.
God, I didn't see this coming out.
This is just an attack
I
piece.
think
This
you
is
were
how
really
we do this.
nicer when I
This
met
is-
you at the barn. Maybe not.
This is how it's a setup.
your turf, and now I'm not giving you drinks anymore.
I'm just teasing.
This
We're
is-
so happy to have you here.
Cup. Is everyone seeing this cup? This is so cool. I love it.
Thank you. The coffee's hot, so don't burn
Yes,
yourself.
it is hot, so I'm putting it back down. See, I could put a shot of cough syrup in there.
Now you're going
I'm a
for it.
bartender.
Okay, so give us your whole backstory. How long have you been out here? Where are you from?
So at least you didn't ask me, like, who was it, that fellow, the lemon tree guy? You're like, what year were you born? I'm like, that's not going to fly, right? How much
Clark.
do you weigh?
Yeah,
Clark.
Yeah.
I felt bad because you were asking him to recall so many numbers.
I would remember.
You were like, what year was that? What year? I'm like, come on, man. You're making him like really think like 70 years back.
Hey,
to
man,
get
we
to,
got that.
You pulled it out of him.
Yeah, it was stressing me out.
You pulled it out of him, and it did make sense because I was listening.
Yeah.
It did make sense.
Hey, look, sometimes I get go down rabbit holes of details.
Thanks for listening. What'd you gather from listening?
Well, I was a little bit nervous about what I'm going to talk about, but then I started writing down some things to talk about, and I'm like filling pages. And I'm like, I don't want to hear about all that, but I've got pages.
Yeah. Well,
What if you're going to ask me like work history, like what was my first job? And
we were
blah, blah, blah.
really, we just need a resume.
Well, it would be too many pages.
Yeah.
But really love to know where you come from.
From Illinois,
Okay.
Whereabouts?
because we talked about that. 'Cause
Probably,
you're
but it was a while ago and it was late
It
at
was
night.
like
And
a year ago
Yeah.
or so.
it's probably over a year.
It was right when you were starting.
Well, we
So
started.
what was your first cast?
It was over a year ago.
So it was closer to 2 years ago when we first bought equipment and started doing it. We published every episode we've published has been on the week. So we're at episode like 56. So it's
Okay.
been a little over a year we've been publishing episodes,
Oh, I see you.
but we've been recording like a year and a half,
Mhm.
a year and 3/4. Sometime this summer will be 2 years since we got the stuff.
Well, it wasn't that long ago that we had, was it? Oh, shoot.
We met-
I'm the one that's supposed to
I
be
want to say we
remembering.
met in like November of
It was cold out.
it was November 23.
And what are we now? We're in 25.
We're in 25.
Yeah.
So November 23,
a year and a half.
it would be a year and change. Does that sound about right?
Year and 5
Yeah.
months.
We could, I mean, if we went through our phones, we could figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Why? Because
We were like, we would have called you or texted you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It'd be way down the rabbit hole, but you could find it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
But let's-
I'm remembering that detail too. Because I didn't think you guys were going to show up.
Clearly, you didn't remember me because when
I think I did.
no, but
Well,
when I saw you at the chamber, you said, "Oh, look,
Well,
we're doing
that's
a wedding
hard.
expo," and I said, "I know, I'm in it.
okay,
Thank you so much."
There's
But-
two people putting this on. We have to share duties.
No, I'm teasing you again.
So let's have some fun with this, and
Okay,
and
fine.
you don't have to take it anywhere you don't want to.
Okay.
But let's go back. So let's Illinois, born and raised.
Born, I don't know, raised. I mean, so yeah, I went to school in Iowa when I was 17. So I want to talk about my neighborhood or something. Let me think about some interesting stories. So you know how you're supposed to, okay, here I go. I'm just going to go.
Go.
Can I just go?
Yeah.
You're supposed to become who you are, right? So
Whose philosophy is that?
that's mine, I think.
Okay.
Well, has
It can be
anyone else
yours,
said that?
sure.
Sure, other people have said that. So this is what I tell my son, my poor son. He's Mason. He's 23. Become who you are. That's your job. Figure out who you are, become who you are. So like whatever skills, interests, etc. that you have, do them, right? That's what you guys are doing by doing this, right? So become who you are. And like people are always like, Patty, you don't focus. Patty, you do too many things. Patty this, Patty that, Patty. It's always been who I am. So in other words, I went to a private Catholic school for grade school, and I was in charge of the like I stayed in at recess because I wanted to organize the library, you know, etc. And like just I'm the only one there organizing the library and not going out to recess.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just always kind of a weird person, but I'm always doing so many things and I'm always curious about things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, I kind of asked
are.
you, and I kind of asked you if whose philosophy that was, if it was yours.
Become who I am. So when people say, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that," I'm like, shut the hell up! I'm becoming who I am. I know who I am. I can handle a lot of things. Like, who would think with their crazy friend to start the Bozeman Wedding Expo? Hell yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it well, right?
Yeah.
And we're creating something. I love that. So at any rate, I've kind of always been a rebel and just like followed my own path. How do I want to finish this? I want to wrap it up. I want to wrap it and make it make sense about me.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
So then I went to, like, for example, we decided, and this is like dated or whatever, but our 8th grade class, every 8th grade class had like some sort of class field trip. And then some of them were so lame and so stupid. Well, we wanted to do the big class field trip, right? And I'm like, all right, so how are we going to pay for it? I organized all the fundraisers. I made sure everyone was volunteering equally, and we got to pay for our 8th grade class field trip, and everyone paid like $1 because we didn't raise enough money or whatever. But if we want to make things happen, you have to make it happen, and you have to do it. And I did it in 7th and 8th grade. I was a favorite among the nuns, right?
So you went to a Catholic school?
Private Catholic education, 16 years. Now, we're not going to talk about saints, are we? Because I will not do well.
Sure. Do whatever you want, because it's interesting that I interviewed another woman earlier this week, and she went to a Catholic private school, kind of grew up in a rough neighborhood, but she was saying that the structure and seeing the way that the nuns lived their life with such structure and discipline taught her so much. Right. And she, very similar to you, had that same entrepreneurial drive.
Is that crazy? Maybe it came from the nuns.
It could be. Like that's twice in 1 week, at least in here.
So
do you think they
we're onto something?
Do you think they like planted something, like a chip or something? Yeah.
Well, I used to work at the convent.
Okay.
That was cool. So the shift was 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So quiet, right? And then I'd get all my homework done, and then I'd have to do other things. What my job was to answer the phone. Not a ton of people call the nuns, right? So it was pretty chill job. And answer the door. Again,
not a lot of people came in.
Not a lot of visitors for them. But that's how I worked up my tuition, because I put myself in a private Catholic high school. So that was another thing. In 8th grade, my mom and dad are like, oh yeah, public school or whatever. I'm like, no, public school, not for me. And my grandma's like, you're too smart for public school. I mean, oh no, am I getting in trouble?
You're not.
Okay. People are pro public schools, and I was a teacher in one, so I'm good. But
hey, there's
pros
and cons and trade-offs with all kinds of things. Everything, really.
Well, that's true.
You know?
Was it all girls school or?
It was.
Okay.
The boys were on the other side. Mm-hmm. We ate lunch together.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you paid for your own tuition for high school?
I paid for my own tuition. That was part of working in the convent.
Do you have why do you know why you had the desire to go to the school?
I don't.
Could you have gone to public school?
Yeah.
Where'd your sister go?
She went to Catholic school. Okay, if we're sending this to her, so this is a big beef with her still, right?
Okay.
Because my grandma said, well, you're too smart, Patty. And I don't know anything. You don't know what you are, whatever. Mm-hmm. I tried to become who I am. I'm 8th grade. I didn't know about that yet.
You're what, like 12?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
So now don't try to sneak in. What year was that, Tim? Okay. That's what I'm watching out for, okay? And I remember what year it was, but I ain't going to say. So at any rate,
what were the 20s like? Tell us.
Shut up, fuck you. So my sister, ugly. My grandma wasn't going to, so I paid for my way, but I have to tell you, my grandma paid for my first year. Uh-huh. And then here comes my sister Barb. She didn't want to pay for her first. She paid for her first year. Mm-hmm. So then I paid for my next 3 years.
I mean, that's a big influence in you going, had to be your grandmother, right? If she said you're too smart for a public school.
Yeah.
So that was a big driver. That
Right.
Yeah.
So it got me off to high school. So in high school,
so you went back to then in high school. You went to public school?
No.
Okay.
Private.
Yep.
Carmel High School. Shout out Mundelein, Illinois.
Where's that at?
We are Corsairs.
Mundelein?
We are Corsairs. Mundelein, Illinois.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it on a map.
It's Chicago area.
Okay.
So what was the thing? Oh, okay. So I think my grandma was right because I got pretty good grades. So this is a private high school, right? And it's like college prep, so it's competitive. And that was good. Competition's great because it sharpens you. So my sophomore year, I accidentally got an A honor roll. And there's like, I don't know, 180 people in our class, maybe. And there's only like 7 of us on the A honor roll. And it's on this piece of paper that's posted in the hallway. And then everyone's like, oh my God, you're on the A honor roll. And everyone's looking at me differently. It was a mistake. I didn't mean to do it. I don't really try. In school, I don't really try. I do okay without trying.
Sounds like that goes pretty well for you.
No, you know what my biggest issue is though? If I see I can make an A, if I understand that I can get to an A, if I'm concentrating or thinking about it, and if I see that I can do it, then I'm just like, who cares? What is that? Do you guys know what that is?
You mean it's too easy?
I just see that I can do it.
Yeah, well,
then I just don't bother doing it.
It's not a challenge for you.
Oh.
So you're not interested. Why would you be interested in something that's not challenging?
Thank you for figuring that out for me.
You're welcome.
I've been bothered by that for fucking forever.
I mean, I think
for 85 years?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people struggle with that with their entire lives. Right?
Well, you just figured it out for me. Okay, so how do I turn that around?
Wait, I got you.
So I make
focus on things that are challenging.
And then I go on to the
forget
next
about
thing.
the rest.
Patty, how about this? If something's more challenging, it'll help you become who you are.
But I'm not. But that is who I am. I'm not challenged. I throw it away. I'm done with that.
I know, but what I'm saying is something that's more challenging helps you become who you are. So that's what you're attracted to. That's why you want nothing to do with anything that's easy.
Right. If I see I can do it, then I don't do it. And then too, I always work at a bunch of different part-time jobs. I mean, if I had the part-time jobs list here, I've always worked in part-time jobs because I'm so curious. I want to know, like, what's that like? What's that like? And plus, I need to support myself and feed myself. So I've always had part-time jobs. But so let me think of some part-time jobs. Oh, and in all of my part-time jobs, as soon as I interview, like, let's pretend we're interviewing for a part-time job.
Why do you think you're a good position? Why do you think you're
nice, Tim? Cue up Tim.
Tell me why you think you're a good candidate for this role, Patty.
Because I'm a hard worker. Yeah, I'm only going to work here 2 years, by the way, Tim, and then I'm out of here because part-time jobs, I only have enough time in my life to work 2 years, and I want to be on to the next thing, just so you know.
Just so you know, our turnover rate's like 3 months, so good luck if you make it 2 years.
Well, no, that's another problem with me of why you want me, because I am committed, and if I say I'm going to stay here 2 years, I am. I'll make it happen somehow. You're going to want to give me all of your alarm codes and the keys to your doors. I don't want those, but you're going to want to give them to me.
Sorry, but Taco Bell corporate will not give those out to an entry-level employee.
No, you will want to give them to me. Trust me. I'll be running the whole show soon.
To back up on that.
Do you lose keys often?
Okay. That is actually a problem. I would have been in real estate a long time ago, but I don't understand doors and locks and keys. I understand spaces and things like that, and mortgages and things, but
not keys.
Not keys. I have a Ford because it's a keyless entry. That's kind of funny that you brought keys up.
Shout out to Ford.
Keys are an issue. Yeah. Shout out to Ford, except not.
They might be going out of business.
Well,
but shout out to Ford.
I mean, I'm really pissed off at Ford. We can send this to Ford, can't we?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so the A-pillar recall. So there's a piece of trim around my windshield on the driver's side, and it fell off. So my car looks ghetto, right?
What kind of whip do you drive?
Oh, good question. 2019 Ford Explorer Sport.
All right.
Nice.
Oh yeah, she goes good. But at any rate, so it fell off. So I go in to Ford. Hey, give me a new. It's an A-pillar is what that's called. Get it? $140. Flies off again. Ironically, at the same spot on the highway on 90, like right by the airport exit. Same fucking spot. Is that weird?
That's weird.
That's super weird.
That's a hell of a coincidence.
It's a really weird coincidence. So the second time it fell off, though, I'm like, I want to find it and put it back on. So, but you don't want to pull over to the side of the road and get killed, right, in the ditch. But then I saw the people cleaning the ditch one day. I'm like, oh my God, I'm calling the Montana Department of Transportation. So I did. Like, these people are cleaning. They've got a truck full of garbage. If my trim piece, and I described it on the phone, I never got a call back, sadly. I'm sure they found it, right, in the ditch. At any rate.
I think it's hilarious.
Who else would call? Who else would call? I call.
Patty would call.
I write letters. I call letters, Tim. Pick up on that. Stamps, letters.
I have them. I put one in the mail today.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I think it's still in the seat of my truck. I don't think I put it in the mailbox.
I do that. I ride around with everything.
If it's depending on I'll just do that depending on the bill. If there's a credit card fee, it's a $1,000 bill. I'm gonna
right.
save the 4% fee, and I'll just send a check. But it is a nuisance.
To remember to mail it.
Yeah, or just to write a check and fill out a letter and put the stamp on.
Then go mail it. Yeah. Right.
But backing up to your job interviews.
Wait a second, I have to finish my other story.
About the
on
pillar?
The A-pillar recall.
Okay.
So this gets really good. So then I put on the second piece, it flies off. So then I get a little talk about mail. This kind of segues in. So I get a little card in the mail. There's a recall on the A-pillar. I'm like, well, fuck. I just bought one and now it's a recall. Well, that's good. It's recalled, so I'm going to get this fixed. So I go into Ford. This has been going on for what, a year? More than a year. So finally, I just keep calling them. Well, I just keep calling them, hey, what's that recall piece look like? And then finally, someone tells me over the phone, this is true. Shout out to Ford, Kendall Ford. They tell me, oh, you can maybe order it on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
What? I get to go order my own part on Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
It's a recall. Okay, so my thought is order a bunch of parts on Amazon, bring them to the Ford dealerships. Here you guys go, and make some more money that way. Is that a side hustle, do you think?
No, because they're gonna sell Ford OEM parts. They're not gonna sell off-brand from Amazon.
Well, they're telling me to go fix my own car.
Yeah, so they're not providing a good service to you because they're not ordering the part and fixing it. Is that what you're saying? Like
yes.
So you're having to do the recall yourself.
I'm having a fit about this.
All right.
And meanwhile, my car is still looking bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, the snow and the rain gets down there and the door's creaking and everything else is happening. Now what?
Maybe you got to call Ford corporate and not the local one here.
Darling, like I haven't done that already.
Hey.
I've already done that. What did I do that about? There was another recall, and I was using my car for Turo, like that little space in Bozeman where they didn't have any rental cars and everyone was flying in. So I put my car on Turo. But now you can't do that anymore because everyone's doing that. They don't charge enough money. I was charging large for my car, but I couldn't get it listed because there was another recall.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was like calling Ford about. Corporate. I don't think I've called them about the A-pillar. So anyways, I did order a part on Amazon. I'm going to have my son, who's a self-taught mechanic and who does great things for his mom, try to put it on for me, see if it sticks.
Then you'll be good to go.
So people have now turned the podcast off. Correct.
What I was going to say back to your...
It's not live yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a live
You're
stream.
not even putting it
It's
up
not a
yet.
live stream.
Okay.
you paid for your own private school so you could have a better education. So if you think about that mentality, then it explains why you're doing the wedding expo or you're redoing a barn, because you're spending your time and money to invest in yourself to have a better future. And that's, I mean, you could say that's what you're doing now.
Like,
so
you guys are fucking helping me figure myself out. This is like a counseling session.
Yeah,
we're pros.
I'm $185 an hour. He's $175.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Is that what I signed, that I'm paying you? Oh, shoot. No, that's okay. So that, to keep going.
I was just saying, I see the correlation, because if you
through college,
you think about when you're a kid, if you're a teenager and you're like, I'm going to work to pay money to better myself so that my life is better, then that mentality will obviously keep repeating itself, hopefully, because it sounds like a good one through the rest of your life.
Okay, so I need to write these down. Well, I'll listen to my own podcast.
Yeah, there you go. It'll be recorded forever.
Okay. You guys have to publish me, or at least give me the link.
It is very useful if you listen back.
Yeah.
You'll hear things you said that you don't even know you said.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be embarrassed, though. See, I won't listen, because I don't listen to my own voice. I don't love my voice.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Huh. But I do like, okay, so one of the jobs I was going to think about doing is reading out loud, which I love reading out loud. That's like a secret, though. Now it's not.
Out loud to yourself? Or to other people?
To other people. So I used to read out loud to my students. I read out loud to Mason all the time.
So what did you do in college? What was that part of your life? Like, where'd you go to college?
Clark and Loris in Dubuque, Iowa. What year did you say?
No, I said, what was that like? That part of your life? What did you study? What do you remember? Right. What don't you remember?
I don't know that I should have gone at all, because I couldn't decide what I wanted to be. So I ended up with, now this isn't going to surprise you, but I ended up with almost a double major, a minor in business, minor in psychology, major in education, almost a major in biology. I think that's all the minors. Yeah.
I mean, that sounds, there's a trend here.
Is there? Are you figuring out something else?
There's a trend here, and that you like to dabble, or go down in rabbit holes, right? And you go down a rabbit hole and you learn a lot, and you come back out, and you go down another one, you come back out. So
I think it was the easy part too. Getting back to the easy, and so like psychology, totally easy to me. So is business. Oh my gosh, Are you kidding me? And then biology, I just loved it. There's a lot there. Huh.
So you were a teacher. Were you a teacher right out of school?
Then I was a teacher. So I was a teacher in physical education and in science.
Which sciences?
So science, just, when you're in elementary school. So 8th grade science.
What was that like?
I loved my kids.
Who's your favorite student that you remember?
I loved my kids. They loved me. They're just like, hey, Miss Robarch. No, you know my maiden name. They're like, can you stay after school and bring your rollerblades? I'm like, yeah, that would be great. Well, just once all the teachers leave. And I'm like, well, but you guys know I'm a teacher too. And, oh, yeah, we understand. But I mean, I just loved just being with the kids. Like, I would volunteer for recess duty or lunch duty or whatever. I don't care. Because I don't want to go sit in the teacher's lounge with the teachers, right? So I loved being with the kids. I was picked. Oh, no, I don't want to tell you that story because that's going to date me too.
Come on, just tell us the story.
All
just
right.
Leave the dates out of it.
Yeah, but you know the dates because there's things that happened in history at certain times.
Tell us a good story.
Besides, nothing's gonna change how old you are, so I wouldn't worry about it too much.
That's true. I don't know why I care. Like, and even like my mom would make the birthday cake, and like let's say I was 11, and she put the candles. I'm like, are you sure, Mom? That's right. Like, yeah, Patty, because I never really remember how old I am, actually. So I don't even know why it's a dish. It's not really a dish, like you say. It is what it is. That's another fucking thing that I'm relieved of right now, too, Tim. Thank you.
You're welcome.
God.
I mean,
this is incredible.
no matter what age you are, I think you're probably a lot cooler than most people your age.
Yeah, people my age, I don't vibe on.
That's what I mean.
Not at all.
You got at least 15, probably 20 years on them of
they're too boring to me.
Yeah, you're way more fun.
Like I'm like the only older gal at the gym. You know what I mean?
You're just out there just hitting the weights.
I'm at the gym. Yeah, I'm at the gym. Who is it at the gym? Well, a lot of people are not.
Yeah.
Right. What were we talking about? What did you?
Well, for what it's worth, when people ask me my age, I got to stop and think about it for a second.
See, you don't remember either.
It's just, it's not something I think about much. And I'm like, well, when was my birthday? Like, when did I don't know. I just don't think about it that much.
When is your birthday?
It's in July. See that? I just deflected.
Cancer. Are you a Cancer?
Yeah.
And when's your birthday?
Coming up, April 25th.
Oh my gosh.
Taurus.
The bull.
Yeah, you better watch out.
I don't think I know of any Tauruses. At any rate, I'm not. Okay, so what was my story can we rewind?
You were going to talk about a student or something. You said I can't tell that story. You said
no. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. I was at Argonne National Laboratory because I got picked. So then you apply for these silly things because guess what? Who takes the energy to apply? I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm so naive that I think it's going to happen. But guess what? It does. Which reminds me of another little story about my son. So I was telling him, I'm like, well, you could enter this contest, but not necessarily you're going to win. I mean, the chances of you winning are not good. Like, right? So sure enough, he gets drawn and he wins the bike at the, the raceway.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you're never going to win. So he won the bike, right?
That is a funny thing.
So then, hold on, two things. So then we're at the mall back in the day. Oh my gosh. And he's little, right? So then he puts in his name to win tickets to the monster trucks when they were in town. He won.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, now Mason, he won that, but there's no way. He won. So at any rate, so I applied and I was picked and it was such a blast. I was at Argonne National Laboratory for the summer, learning about science for my classroom. So what I was going to do, they picked me to be in a PhD program to study. I loved particle physics. So I was going to get my PhD in science education. Now I'm scaring you. Particle physics, right? No, I was getting my PhD. You're not afraid. In science education. And it was going to be particle physics. So I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm sold. I'm doing this. I'm quitting my job. I'm going. Because I was teaching, Well, I think I would have to quit my job. Yeah, because I was going to go to school full time. So the Department of Energy just took the budget away. So I didn't get to do that. So then I ended up managing a bicycle shop in Chicago. Because when I tried to go back to school, how the hell was it? Chicago Public Schools called me AWOL. Because I told them that I was going to go get my master's. And I was. But again, it was too
AWOL
boring.
stands for what?
Absent without leave.
That's right, yeah.
So I was going to go get my master's, signed up. I would have just completed it in a year because I was halfway there already. But a master's in education, hello? No. Boring.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people that I was in school with, nothing there. So I'm like, no, I'm not paying for this. But it was to be stupid not to, because then you get a pay grade, right? You get a huge pay increase. Yeah. But I didn't do that. And then I ended up managing a bike shop. Okay, here we go. This story is bringing us to Montana. Here we go. So I met this guy at the bike shop. It's always a guy, right? And then I came out to Montana with him back in the day.
Where in Montana?
We moved outside of Missoula at first.
Okay.
In Potomac. So it was next to, it's like Sealy Lake, around that area. up the Blackfoot from Missoula. Beautiful. Lived in this little cabin on 20 acres. Sweetness. Loved it.
So you go from big city to Sealy Lake, Montana.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
What was that like?
It's quite a transition, for sure. But I'm happy wherever I'm at, so I don't know.
You kept busy.
Right? No, so I got this like dream job at the Experimental Forest. It's part of the University of Montana, Lubrecht Forest. Shout out to Lubrecht Forest, right? I managed the facilities there. I ran the kitchen there.
What is the Experimental Forest?
Right. So there's about, shoot fire, I guess we can look this up, however many experimental forests around the country. So they do experiments in the forest.
Like what?
Well, like tree stand studies. Like, okay, if we take down if we just open it up to a 50% canopy, what happens underneath? I'm not a forester at all, but I worked in the forest. So, and I helped these people do some cuts and stuff and mark trees to cut for a sale or whatever. And then I helped with, because I'm a teacher, right? So I wrote some grants and did like outdoor classes for kids to come out and be there at Lubrecht. The Blackfoot Challenge was started there, which was, if you look up the Blackfoot Challenge, they just broke the ground on conservation of a river and bringing in a whole bunch of stakeholders and making it really happen. So that was cool. We used to host those meetings there at the forest. Then I was in charge of every single broken down building, and I fixed all the broken down buildings. So then the students would come out, the college students would come out, and they would be working on the study plots or whatever, and they would get caught or stuck on the roads because they're students. And I have all the trucks. So they would call into camp, and if I was in the office, get on the radio. And I loved pulling them out because then I would give them duties to do around campus to pay me back. Sure, you can help me roof this building, help me stain that cabin. I pulled them out of the forest. So that was a fun job. And then I came up with all the experimental or all the hiking trails and interpretive hiking trails. Came up with I resurrected the cross-country ski trails, which are still going strong there. So that was my job at Lubrecht. And then I got pregnant with my kid.
Cool. How long did you live out there?
So 4 years, and then we moved over to Big Sky.
Like in Big Sky proper? How long were you there?
A couple years, and then the property that I'm on now, I've been on for 18 years.
Okay.
So that's where the barn is.
Got it.
Love the barn.
Well,
People can rent the barn. Look at me.
out of all the jobs you had, what was the most interesting?
I don't know that I found it yet, right?
Well, out of the ones you had,
Oh.
if you had to tier one as the most interesting.
Oh gosh, that's really hard. Super, super hard. That's a hard question too.
You can give a top three. I wouldn't have to choose one.
I've had so many. I loved being a teacher. You know what my best job is? Mason's going to be like, oh my God. Best and hardest being a mom. Yeah. And other moms and dads are like, oh, you got so lucky though with Mason. Are you kidding me? You have to do a good job. They don't just come out perfect and beautiful and wonderful. You make that happen. Right, Mason? Mason was like, okay, they told you to go get your own recall part. He's like, oh no. He was nervous. They don't want to do that to you, Mom. No, I'm calm about it though. Back to the recall. All right, top three jobs.
Top three jobs.
So being a mom, I answer that.
Great answer.
I don't know. I liked I ran a company and I really liked running the crews. I love hosting parties at my barn.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in creating the life, okay, becoming who you are and then creating the life you want. So that's two things. So I think I'm creating the life I want.
Mm-hmm.
I got to meet you guys at the barn.
Yep.
Right? That was cool.
Super cool. The barn is super cool.
Right?
And it was such a fun project for you.
It's a vibe, right? It's a vibe. Like when you watch people come in. First of all, I'm really proud of myself wearing these things.
I think you should be proud of the barn.
Yeah, that too. But when people come in and they're just like, wow, their shoulders come down, they're smiling. That's huge. So I love creating that experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even with the Yellow Farmhouse, which you can rent, Yellow Farmhouse, it's my vacation rental. Did we talk about that? Did you see it when you were there? No, because it was a cold night.
It was,
blah, blah, blah.
It was dark.
So there's a vacation rental that I remodeled on the property, and I just get the biggest kick out of when people come in, like a couple, and they're like sharing a bottle of wine, watching the sunset. I'm like, fucking, I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a part of that
Mm-hmm.
because I created this whole great space, and the sunsets out by my house are gorgeous. So I guess that's a favorite job.
Yeah.
Creating experiences.
How do you think what was your approach with that barn?
I still don't know what I'm doing.
But
right?
I mean, in your head, did you, like, how do you, when you're going to create an experience like that, how do you go about that? Or how do you do that? Because it does have a vibe, but do you think it's unconscious or do you really think it through? You must have some sort of.
Okay, so yeah, I'm still figuring it out, Tim, but great question. Like, I knew that I had to save it because how many girls have a barn, right? If you have a barn, save the barn. But a caterer came and she's just sitting there and she's like, how did you even think that this was going to work? I don't know, right? I don't know, but I did it and I'm still trying to figure out who wants it for what. And I think the right people find the barn and the people that appreciate it come. And there's some people that come and look at it for their event or something and they don't come because it's not for them.
Yeah.
They don't get it. What are we doing? Making more coffee?
Yeah. Are you jacked up?
The coffee works. So this is just a Keurig. This is kind of firing me up. I'm only halfway done. I love coffee.
That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How much time did you put into that?
The barn, I went too fast with the barn. But you always make glorious mistakes, right?
That's a great statement.
I'm very good at making glorious mistakes. So I rushed it. So in other words, I overpaid for the propane tank that's underground, right? But I got one. I rushed it, so paid too much. Oh, how long did it take?
Yeah, but it was a long.
It wasn't. It was like 18 months, and I was open. Yeah.
What type of events have you hosted there?
And then I got my liquor license, the all beverage liquor license. That was hard to get, but it was available. But you still have to be a person that has a good reputation.
Uh-huh.
They don't just give them out.
Which you were until this podcast came out.
Exactly.
Good thing you already got the license.
Right. I don't know if they can take them away. Shout out to the Department of Revenue, my licensing. No.
Since we were there, it was just like a year and a half ago.
Right.
Since we were there, have you done anything to the barn? Or have you kind of stayed pretty much the same?
Art around, some of the art sold and stuff like that. But otherwise it's the same. But I've had 50th birthday parties, 30th birthday parties, first birthday parties, baby showers, rehearsal dinners, weddings, a retreat. So like small companies bring like 12 people for the day.
Yeah.
So like your company could have a retreat there. You guys could be in the barn all day. I'll make you breakfast and lunch. Oh, and I have a food trailer now.
Oh, really?
I have a food business. The Way to Your Heart. The answer is the way to your heart.
Money.
No, money. Oh God. Okay. The way to your heart. Kyle? Food. Thank you. You lost.
Yeah. But my humor won.
Yeah, I like the money. I think it's the way to my heart. True.
Tell us about the food truck. What do you cook?
Well, the way to your heart.biz. You can look it up. But it's just soups, just like prep it beforehand. I just got licensed, so I bought it from my friend Marcy. So I'm just taking her menu and going.
Mm-hmm.
But so, like, for example, when the people come out for the retreat, I can make them breakfast, make them lunch, give them snacks. So that's
And how big is the Airbnb? How many people can stay there?
6 people, 3 bedrooms, 2 queen beds, and 2 single sleepers. Do you have an event?
No.
Well, but I mean, I'm going to be using Mountain Mule for.
Good.
I'm recommending you as
Awesome.
my carrier of choice. Is that true? Is that how to phrase it up? Carrier of choice.
Yeah. Vendor.
Well, I'll tell people to call you.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
About the barn.
Yes.
I would agree. There is a vibe there. Any kind of thoughts on how you created that? Was there a lot of thought that went into it? Was a lot of more just feeling? How did you go about doing that? Did other people help you?
No, it's all me. You're supposed to do like a passion project or whatever.
Kyle, you got to back your mic up a little bit.
I'm great. This guy's over here on my own. We're on.
Do you guys fight?
My own podcast, and he's telling me I make mistakes over here.
Do you fight?
Yeah,
we do a little bit.
Like my sister. Like
I'm not the ugly one though.
clearly I'm not.
Oh my Lord. What was my question? Oh, the vibe in the barn.
How did you do that? Okay, that's what I'm wondering. Like,
so
takes a lot of skill and talent.
She's a girl. The barn. I don't know what that means.
Exactly. Oh, it's a personality. That's cool.
Well, I think that you put the energy in. First of all, let's back up. 1888, they picked that spot. I'm going to say that they picked that spot because you can see the view of the tobacco roots perfectly through the yellow farmhouse window, and you can't even see it when you go up the road this way or that way. So you see that view. I think the spot is really magical where they picked. So I think it had the energy that they picked. Mm. That's my guess.
That's cool.
I don't say that they broke the wagon wheel and they ended up there. That's not my story about this. I say they picked that spot. So then I decided to
because they could have moved it 50 feet left, 100 feet back. They could have done a bunch of stuff.
But I did move it. It was up on the crane. Did I tell you that part?
You told me, yeah. You told me you moved it.
It was scary.
The barn.
It was scary. The barn was up on the crane.
Yeah, you were afraid
my
it was
barn flies.
Yeah.
My barn can fly.
After you strap it all together.
Yeah.
And it's it's 88 or 89.
So 1888 is when they homesteaded.
But
so
you
the first
call
thing they would do is build a barn. So I called it 1889 because that's the year Montana was founded. I think it was November 9th. You can look that up. But at any rate,
it was 77. That's how many of the experimental forests there are.
77, really?
Yeah, in the U.S.
So I went out to the one in California.
Where's that one at?
Right. It was Central California. Oh, for screw's sake.
Like Fresno.
Fresno, thank you.
Outside Fresno, yeah.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
Whitaker Forest.
Okay, yeah, Whitaker. That's right. I've heard of this.
I love the name Whitaker. Like cool for a dog, for Whitaker. But how do you go? Whitaker?
Whitty.
That's it's a lot.
Whit.
Ranger would be a good name for a dog too, I think.
I love the way your brain works.
You were right. November 8th, 1889.
November 8th.
Yeah.
That's our birthday. So it is the 1889 barn. And I love Montana. I restored Montana. It's authentic Montana, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to write grants and everything else, but I didn't. Just went into debt. Remember the glorious mistakes part? And did it myself. Paid for it myself.
What did you put? Was there a lot of planning involved, or you kind of just like, was it a rift?
Well, I mean, I just wanted to restore it. I wanted to keep everything as usual as possible. It's like I didn't change any window openings, door openings, and didn't do anything to that. Just left it the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
Moved it over so I could get some patio area.
Remind me, what's in the upstairs?
It was just a hay loft.
What's there?
Remember
now?
we went up there? There's
Yeah.
like there was tables and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. What's up there now? Just tables?
Tables and chairs. And
A couch is up there. Mason said it's not coming down for a while.
Yeah.
Got it up there. Some soft chairs.
what's the max
We
occupancy
had
in
50, according to the fire marshal.
You ever had
The state
75
fire.
in there?
Okay, we can't. Shout out to the fire marshal. 49 is it? 49 max capacity.
Okay, got it.
So we had about 49, I mean, on Sunday at the music event. So live music has
Yeah.
happened.
Who
So that's
have you
another-
had play out there?
Well, this Wild Rye is their name, new kind of duo. And they brought a bunch of folks, and then I advertised it, and some folks came in, and we had a good time.
Well, so you said you went into some debt, but like you're making some money on
I'm making some money now.
it. Yeah.
And it's funny because Mason's like, Mom, you said you wanted to restore the barn. That's all you ever talked about. You didn't talk about making money at the barn. He goes, now you're talking about making money, so you're going to go do that. I'm like, oh, right. So I guess I say, I do what I say I'm going to do, which winds us all the way back to one of the first things we said here.
Yeah.
You do what you say you're going to do. Keep your word, integrity. I love all that shit.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because if you pay attention closely to yourself, I have to be careful what I say here now.
You're not going to make me mad. So far, you've just figured me out.
I think people, if they pay attention to themselves, and even sometimes it's just like a voice in your head, you don't actually say it out loud.
Right.
And the same thing's going to happen over and over and over and over again, you know? And so you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to that.
Like good things, or you
Yeah,
want them
well,
to
they
happen?
could be bad. I mean, hopefully that they're not bad, but you know, you probably for a while you were thinking about restoring this barn, right? And so then you like eventually were like, I have to do this.
It had to be done, correct?
Mhm,
Yeah, I couldn't imagine not doing it, and I'm glad I did it, and I'm having fun, and I love having the people have fun, and
Yeah,
so just paying off the cost of it.
yeah. Or you're just offsetting the cost of it.
It's all a go now.
It doesn't have to be a financial thing, right? And it's interesting because like our society is like, well, if you're going to do this, you gotta
Right.
make money on it. You're like, well, I could also just do it as like an art project.
Right.
And now you kind of, it seems
If you have disposable income.
yeah, it sounds
You
like
know
you
what?
did it as an
I
art project,
wish
and now
that I
you're
had
going to
a
pay
trust
for it.
fund. How do you get one of those, right? I don't have one.
If you wanted to get one, you could go and see a lawyer, and they could get you one.
Apply for one?
No, you could go get a trust fund. You could make one yourself. It just wouldn't be very much money in it.
Right. And then I put my own money in the trust fund. Okay. Well, that's all fucking that. You know, I can have a trust fund then. I can shut up about that. I'll just get one.
I mean, you could probably sell the property and
Make
have
my
one.
own. Correct. So I
So-
can sell the property for large. But I want to stay on it. I love living where I live.
Do you have animals on the property?
No, but I
Doggies.
think I'm going to board horses. Oh, Sosina, she's the ambassador dog.
You got dogs.
Sosina, yep. She's a good girl. She's the ambassador dog. I'm going to have a breed reveal party for her. I'm announcing that now here, if this ever gets published.
2 days.
A breed reveal party.
Less than 48 hours. Like 36.
You can do a countdown.
Yeah. Start a timer.
Okay, so you made me think about 3 other things. Okay, something about what you were saying here made me think of a story about me. So you guys can interpret this story. Okay, so Thursdays, this is back in the day.
Give me your palm. I'm a palm reader.
You are? I don't believe that.
I'm just joking because you said we're going to interpret your story.
Oh, well, you are. You're going to figure this out.
All right.
Okay, so I don't have like guy friends to talk to right now. This is an important thing because you guys are smarter at figuring things out. Like, you'll see what I mean. Here we go. Here's the story, right?
She said it publicly.
I'm ridiculous. So there used to be a bookmobile that came to my neighborhood, and it was on Thursdays because I remember, right? So the bookmobile comes. I love reading books. And I get all the books you can possibly get out. So there's like 13 books. So this is a story about me, right? So I live 2 long blocks and then just a little thing away from the bookmobile. So here I am. I'm a little girl. Well, I'm still little, but you know what I mean? I was like in 5th grade.
You're young.
Well, no, I'm not very big, is what I'm saying. But so okay, stop. So I'm in 5th grade or something. Let's pretend. Okay, never mind this story. This is a edit.
No, let's keep going. This is a good
Keep
one.
going. Bookmobile.
Bookmobile. Thank you. So you get the most books out, and I don't remember if it was 12 or 13. I got to tell you, I don't remember. But I got the max books out. Well, what's the problem with that?
Can't carry them.
Correct. Thank you. You're tracking me. You're a good listener.
I could see this being a problem in your life.
Right? So then you get out, and then, of course, the librarian or the bookmobile driver is like, oh, how are you getting those home? Blah, 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 blah. You don't have recyclable bags at the time or whatever. And even if I had a bag, I couldn't carry it all in one bag, right? So what do? So and I don't know why I remember this story. I'm so sorry, Mason. So sorry, Mason. But so I put one batch down, take it, and I'm just hopscotching the books down the whole
little by
2
little
blocks, right? What's that called? Like not Frogger.
But yeah, I know what you mean. You're taking piles and then going back to the original and then moving the whole thing.
And then I'm getting a little bit tired, so the 2 piles are too heavy at this point, like toward the end. So I've got to split them up into 4 piles or whatever, But I've got lots of energy, right? And I'm making it home. It's starting to rain one day. I mean, it was awful. But so, okay, what do you say? Who thinks as a 5th grader to go do that? Why don't you just check out a normal amount of books that you can carry and walk home?
You.
What does that say about me? I don't understand. I understand that is me, and I do that, and I would do that again. But what does that say?
Did you read all the books?
Oh, for sure.
Well, then.
Oh, for sure.
It's a slam dunk, right? It's like
I read a lot of books now too.
Yeah, so you knew that you were going to read them all, and you probably read them in a short period of time.
A week.
Yeah. So nobody else reads 13 books in a week or however many it was, right? Like
5th grade.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
I remember some of those books.
You were, in my mind, you were just you were supplying yourself with your needs.
My brain needs a lot of food.
Yeah,
it does. I go to lectures.
Can you read multiple books at the same time, or do you have to put?
No,
okay,
I can do that.
So you could read 3 or 4 books at
right.
Read 20 pages here, read 50 pages there, read 20 pages here.
No problem.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Don't you read?
I do, but I can't read. I have a hard time with multiple subjects at the same time. So I usually read one full book and then I finish it and then I start another book. Right now I have 2 books going at the same time. They're very different topics.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's hard for me to do that. It's just not the way my brain works. The way your brain seems to work is that you can juggle many things at the same time.
Yes. I have multiple plates spinning.
Right.
So then men especially have told me you need to focus. And that drives me crazy because I am focused. I'm just focused on many things. You can do that. Yeah. And I've always done that. So that winds me back to 7th grade. I've always done a lot of things and I've done different things. And that's who I am.
And not only do you have many plates, but they're spinning.
They are spinning. They do spin.
You're you got them on fingers. And
okay, do you know what I did yesterday?
You want to know my interpretation of it?
Yes, yeah.
You try to get the most out of life, so that's why you're grabbing as many books as possible.
13 was the limit. I'll go to the limit.
There, you're getting the most out of your day or your life.
and I did use them.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with me.
No,
there's
nothing.
there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Okay.
Like you don't have to fit into somebody else's idea of what it was, however many books you're supposed to get.
I like
The
reading.
problem is most people would get one book and wouldn't even read the one.
You
right?
tell me. They're not at the gym either, are they?
That they're not. So, you don't need to fit in with people who aren't even going to read one book. You're like, I'll read 13. Get out of my way.
So that's why you don't hang around with a whole bunch of people because they have to fit. I don't know. I need food. Like when I was in college, going back to that, I had so many different groups of friends, right? Because I have lots of energy. And I was just friends with lots of different people.
You remind me of a friend that I got a call from today.
A crazy person.
I wouldn't say crazy. I would say somebody who's probably just has a lot more energy than most people, But she Chelsea is her name, and she's kind of all over the place too, right?
So I would like her.
You guys would be best friends, but I can tell you right now, you probably wouldn't be able to go anywhere because both of you would lose the car keys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I have that remote entry.
Well,
I remember numbers.
Yeah, but you get you get locked out of the house or something because neither one would have keys. Yeah, you kind of remind me of her. You're all over the place, but at the same time, like
you make sense. I make sense.
Yeah, and I would say, I would imagine that when you do get focused on something, man, you knock it out of the park.
We're focused on selling tickets to the Wedding Expo. You don't even know how many ways we're selling tickets to the Wedding Expo. So I was around hanging flyers today, and I've sent so many emails, rando email, just it's all over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was downtown at Poor Richard's.
What's Poor Richard's?
There you go. Shout out. Well, they used to have all the newspapers, like all of the, like New York Times, la, 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 la. And it was cigars. So it was kind of like a newsstand, right?
Back in the day.
Yeah. But now they don't have the newspapers there anymore.
What is Poor Richard's?
Poor Richard's. It's right around the corner by Wells Fargo. So it is still a newsstand, but no, there's no newspapers. So now it's just
what do they sell now? Cigars?
Cigars and cigarettes.
Okay.
And maybe some other funky stuff that
interesting.
I don't know about. Do you guys watch TV?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't even know about it.
I have a question for you.
Oh yeah, okay.
What's the most important thing that's ever happened to you?
Probably having my son Mason.
Yeah, cool.
Because I really wanted him and I put all my time into him and I loved watching him and like I know he's mechanical. I know his first word was car. I was so disappointed, but now he is seriously, I'll never forget that day. He's right here. He's giving me this car. He's like, car. I'm like,
what did you want it to be?
Mom, Mama. It's hard to do that. Mama was a baby. Mm-hmm. So car. And I'm like, oh. Now I have cars all over the property. Remember that? Do you remember that? So he fixes cars. He flips cars. He parts cars out. Car. Car was his first word.
Got it.
Okay, so that was probably the best for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, I don't know. I love living where I live. I wake up every day so excited to be where I live. I love hiking. Are you kidding me?
I didn't realize it, but I looked at a property that was for rent on that same road.
Just 2 doors down.
Was it the place with
a white, like kind of farmhouse?
Like 4-bedroom
with
land?
Yeah.
You
could be my neighbor.
Well, I was supposed to look at it, and I called the real estate company, and then they were going to show it to me Friday, and they called like a week before, and they're like, "Oh, somebody already took it."
Just recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Morgan had to move out
last month or two.
Why didn't you tell me? I could make that happen. I could call them up.
I didn't know. Get them out. Kick them out.
Maybe.
It's a little out of the way for me, just for where my shop and stuff is, but it seemed
Where's
like
your shop?
Belgrade.
Right.
Yeah.
I love living where I live.
It's a nice spot. It's nice out there.
With the creek. And sometimes I just get home and I'm like so excited. I put my feet in the creek and it's like, are you kidding me? This is where I live?
How about From the Divide? What do you do there?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Shout out live from the divide. Okay, so this is what happened yesterday.
What time do you got to be there?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, what time do you got to be there?
The doors don't open till 7. We're fine. And I've got.
So what time do you have to be there?
7. Dane is icing. Dane is the venue manager, and he's grabbing me some bags of ice because I told him I was coming to do a podcast. He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Oh, just never mind. You know, can't even believe I'm doing this." But I think I'm doing this, right?
You're doing it.
No problem. Another skill I didn't know I had, just talking. I guess I knew that.
So,
but at any rate,
live from the divide.
Live from the divide, yeah. Refocus me. Get it going. Live from the divide. So I met Jason Wickens, the owner, and Jackie's wife. Love them. And they said, wait a second, you have a all beverage liquor license. You can cater the bar here. I'm like, I could. Let's see if I want to. You know, like, so I did it. I've been doing it for a whole year. It's a blast. So I go down there. I meet such cool people, talk to cool people, sell a few drinks.
Listen to good music.
Make a few bucks. Listen to the music. I'm in bed by 10:30. Shazam. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Awesome.
Talk about the vibe. The vibe there is so cool. So the one guy comes to me. He's like, this is like the best drink I've ever had. I'm like, okay, let's go with this. I'll tell you why. Because I'm making it with love. I mean, I'm making it, I care about what I'm doing, right? And I also use good mix. You don't want to use shitty mix. It's going to give you a headache. Because you're using good spirits and it all makes a good drink, right? And I go, plus, look where you are. You know, it's a whole elevated experience. So there's people that care about the venue, that made this venue. There's that singer that's poured his heart out. There's me that chooses to be here, wants to be here. It all adds up. It's my figuring. That's how I figure.
Who played there last night?
I do the addition. He's playing there tonight too. So last night, I don't know because, well, I can look it up here, but I wasn't there. So I set up the whole bar. And then I had my bartender Shelly at the barn because the barn's open every Thursday. And I'm at a third bar. So who am I? How did I get here in Montana that I have 2 bars going and I'm at a third bar?
What's your 2 bars?
So the 1889 barn,
yep.
And then I was, my friend Jason was working the Live from the Divide bar. So I had 2 people working my 2 bars because I cater one and have one. And then I'm at a different bar.
What bar are you at? You're just drinking at a bar.
I was just drinking. So I had to go to this networking event. I'm going to this networking event to sell tickets again to the Bozeman Wedding Expo.
April 25th. 26th.
April 26th. His birthday's the 25th.
12 to 5.
12 to 5. Be there at the Commons.
Baxter and Love.
I was going to say that. We're very good. Let's go. We did go. Anyway, what was his name?
The bars. 3 bars.
Yep.
Yeah. Who am I?
Who are you?
You're Patty fucking Boyd.
Yeah. I have 2 bars going and I'm at another bar. I'm meeting this pilot guy that I'm telling to come to the show because he pulls banners behind planes.
He pulls what?
Banners.
Oh, banners. Okay.
Next, you're going to see the Wedding Expo.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Banner. Flying around Bozeman. Surprised you didn't put a banner on Main Street.
That's costly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will give you credit.
But,
I'll give you credit, though, because I've seen those all over the place in town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We've put them everywhere.
Yeah.
And then we've had other people put them places. So I'm not shy about asking people to put them places.
You know, we have some friends we should probably introduce you to that have a lot of connections in that industry.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
I mean, we could do that. I think it's a little late for this year, but next year.
Right. No, I'm going to keep doing it every year.
Yeah. All right.
For sure. For sure. So we did it. Did we do it? Did we do this podcast?
Yeah.
We just did it.
But there's a question mark whether it gets published still.
No, it's getting published.
We're getting published. You're going to get published.
I think I'm a little bit livelier than Clark, right? But Clark was older and
Which we know because he probably
it's
told
just
us his age.
It's a different.
84.
I would say, Patty. You know what I would say? I would say that this is a different vibe than Clark.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
vibe.
wrong with Clark.
No, I loved listening.
Yeah, me too.
For sure.
And I love this one too.
I wanted to plant a lemon tree, but you can't grow them around here.
And they're gonna be tough.
Maybe inside. Yeah. I have a big indoor space. Well, never mind. I that's not my passion. I mean, I could do a lot of things, but you want to do what you're really passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And what else do you do besides this?
Oh, we can't. We can't.
No
get into
disclosure on that.
Yeah. Top secret stuff.
Oh.
CIA,
so
FBI,
the friends
NSA.
that you're going to introduce me to.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm on a podcast, so nobody knows what I do.
Right, or your address, or where this is.
Right.
We're not even in the United States right now.
God, Jake.
I mean, technically.
Here's my problem. I can't lie, so don't even push this too far, because then I'll blow it and give the address, which I memorized. So I remember numbers.
I already looked you up during this podcast. I know how old you are. I know your birthday.
Screw you. If you give me like your garage code from back in the day, I still remember.
We did a background check on you, actually.
Yeah.
I have my background checked. I have a liquor license. I have my fingerprints on file.
That's what I mean. We already know we know everything about you.
With your friends at the FBI, you don't scare me. I'm checked. I'm checked.
Yeah, me too.
Wait a second. That doesn't convey in a podcast when you're just looking at each other. Silly.
Well, if somebody's watching video.
If they're see, I don't watch video. I just listen.
Yeah.
So, what you got? Any future plans for the barn? Or big? I mean, obviously, this expo is the center of most of your attention these days.
I'm working on a big event, but I can't say anything because it's not confirmed. But it's a big event with a famous person.
Cool.
And that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Do you think that famous person knows who you are?
No, he's going to meet me and
you tell him I'm Patty Boy.
For sure, love me. Easy. What's not to love, right? I'll make him love me. I'm just kidding. I mean, it sounds like I have this big confidence.
That's all you need sometimes.
But I'm actually shy. Do you get that?
Yeah, checks out.
Thanks, Tim. No, I am. You can be shy and still talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes people that don't talk much have the most to say, and some people that are like shy want it. Like there's a lot of oxymorons within personalities like that.
You can also be really confident and not say a word.
Mm-hmm.
I should try being more silent.
No, you should just be who you are.
I can't help. You can't help who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You might as well own it.
Has the weather made you more talkative and excited? The warm weather? Yeah.
What kind of question is that? That's the most weirdest question.
No, it's not.
Yeah, flip it is.
Because it's getting warm out, like it's spring, so you talk more. You're excited.
I thought it was a fair question, but you clearly didn't think so.
Patty, have you heard of seasonal depression?
I think it's the weirdest question I've ever heard. I'm going to ask my friends about this question. I don't have a ton of friends, but I'll ask their opinions. Okay, so the question is, am I talking more because of the weather?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like this is...
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I'm an evened out talker throughout the months.
Because the weather will change your mood. When you see more sunshine and warm weather, you'll be...
I take vitamin D, so I'm good. I'm good all the time. I think. Yeah, I don't think the weather impacts my talking, to answer your question.
Thank you.
Go ahead with another question, please. Get us off this this train of thought.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, another question.
Okay.
A good one.
What advice would you give yourself from 3 years ago?
Oh my gosh, from 3 years ago, slow down on the barn, save money. It's not an emergency. I would totally do that if I could go back. But I try to like live and not have any regrets, right? Always. And I never want to go back and be younger. I don't want to be 25 again. Oh my God, no. I love just being where I'm at every single day where I'm at. But that's what I would say to myself.
Slow down on the barn, save money on the barn.
Yeah. Because then I wouldn't be so urgent to have to keep making money, right? There'd be less stress.
All right.
But I'm just flowing it, you know. I'm flowing it and trusting the universe. And I did the right thing by restoring it. It's all going to work. And it is working.
Cool.
And the expo is going to be a blast. Just because I just can't wait to meet the people there and see the connections happen there. And here's a crazy thing. Okay, remember how I said it doesn't matter if you're married or not?
Right.
What if somebody like meets each other at the expo?
Mm.
That'd be a good story.
Yeah.
So let me just put that out there.
In the universe, put it out there.
That'll sell tickets.
Gotta go, because you never know. You
Yeah.
could be the person.
Right, you can meet your
Maybe-
person at the expo. That's
Maybe
a
you
good
should
story.
advertise that for next year or even this year, but
I
advertise
think
for next year.
I
and
am
say,
now. Am I not?
Yeah, yeah.
I think we are.
Yeah.
I think we just came up with that. Or I did mostly, but you guys are helping me.
It's a collaboration. It's all a collaboration.
Collab. So can you see going there and meeting a girl?
Yeah, I don't know how my girlfriend would feel about that, but
Okay, can you
sure.
see going there and meeting a girl?
I don't know how my girlfriend would feel about that.
Oh, screw. You guys aren't helping me out. Think about somebody that is single.
One of my employees that's going.
Okay, boom.
Shout out to Ryan.
Okay, so Ryan's going to be in the vendor booth with you.
Yeah.
So then we have to shout out to some
You know
girls.
I'm going to put this out there. Ryan is going to steal somebody else's fiance.
Oh my gosh,
Expo.
of course we can't have that go on.
That's dark. That's dark.
That's not good.
You just lost half your attendees.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I was just joking.
Can we edit that? Edit.
Yeah.
That's a bad joke. But who's ever supposed to be together should find each other.
That's right.
Should we talk about that stuff? No. I don't think so. That's a scary subject.
Do you think it's true?
I have no idea how to think about that.
Do you believe in fate?
No idea. No, I don't know.
Do you think it was fate that you found the 1889 bar?
So, okay, when we found that property, I always knew I was going to live in a yellow house because in 8th grade, going back, go east on geography. How do you spell geography? Go east on gravel. Help me out. Gravel road and how do you spell geography?
Don't ask me that. Ask Kyle.
PHY.
And paint house and paint
A house
yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go east.
Geography.
Go east on
Gravel road
and
paint house yellow.
House yellow.
So I can walk up yonder road and that's going east. And there's my yellow house, which I should paint this summer as well.
Needs a coat of paint.
Yeah, it does. So why did I start saying that? About
Fate.
yes. So when I saw that house, I'm like, that's it. So we were driving down the road, going to look at this other property, and I saw that house. I'm like, that's it. That is flipping it, right? I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Was it for sale?
No, hold up. Look at this other property, POS, turn around. You know what that means. Turn around. Well, I mean, as much as it can be in Montana. Turn around. They're putting the sign in that says for sale. Bam.
And you said take that sign out of the ground.
Bam. I paid full price for it. I never paid full price for anything ever. Well, I mean, I don't argue about how much this is going to cost, but paid full price. So that was 18 years ago. And I love it. I love living there.
I think you probably got your money's worth out of that.
Back in the
full
day.
price.
Yeah.
No, but I mean just in general. Like you're
$580.
like you
$580,000 or something.
You probably got a hell of a life out of it.
That was right before the housing crisis too.
I love it.
Right?
18 years ago.
2007?
Yep. 2008 is when, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever year this is, minus 18.
2007.
That sounds right.
So were you freaking out a year later when the market was dropping out?
I hardly ever freak out. Remain calm. Figure it out. Is what I do.
How do you stay calm?
Talk it out. Talk it through. Go to the gym.
What gym do you go to?
Urban Fitness. Shout out to Urban Fitness.
Where is that one?
Baxter. Laura Louise Lane. Back there by the archery place. The golf places.
Oh, it's like right off Jackrabbit.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I love my gym. I'm there all the time.
What kind of workouts do you do?
My own. Like people are attached to their phone. They're like, oh, I have to figure out what to do. Just do your arms, do your legs, do your core, do some aerobic stuff, then do your arms, legs, core, go to exhaustion, just figure it out. I mean, I wish I could have a trainer, whatever. But I figure it out. I'm kind of independent.
Mm-hmm.
You can YouTube some stuff.
Yeah,
need
that's
some
what
inspiration.
People do.
Yeah,
that's what people do. But I just never run out of what I want to do on my own. So I don't know. I like working out. I like hiking. Went up to the top of Baldy.
Recently?
August 8th of 20. What year is this?
25.
2023. So last year was 2024. Whatever. It was in August. And it was my idea to go up to the top of Baldy, but I had no idea how long it would take or whatever. And I don't have any gear, but I just went up there. Walked up. It took like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I wanted to take 3 hours, but I mean, whatever. Walked up.
What else do you do? Do you ski, snowboard?
Cross country ski, but I didn't do enough of that this winter. So,
Any downhill?
No, the heck with that. I mean, I was raised in, I skied on ice in the Midwest, so I should appreciate real snow, but no, downhill doesn't interest me that much. Cross country ski, snowshoe, ride my bike. What else? Ice skating. Oh, this is a funny story. You guys, we should end this. But ice skating. So my friends wanted to go ice skating, and she was a little nervous, but she's taking lessons, and I was really proud of her. Hi, Rachel. So I surprised her, and I came to ice skate with her. Mm-hmm. So then people are saying, "Oh my gosh, well, don't fall." Mm-hmm. Well, correct. I don't want to fall.
Right.
I'm like, well, you can come with. Oh no, I don't want to hurt myself. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hurt myself either. But you can just ice skate, right? Do you guys ice skate?
No,
a little bit.
I don't ice skate. I don't want to hurt myself.
Yeah. Don't fall.
No, I'm just kidding. It's kind of like it's the same story of your book story. Well, like, well, don't get 13 books. Like, well, right. I'm going to get 13
yeah,
books.
I'm doing it. I'm ice skating. Shut up.
Yeah.
So don't tell anyone what I'm doing and just do it.
Yeah.
People are limited from their experience to put it on mine. Maybe they've fallen on ice skates or seen it on TV. I don't fall. But I was kind of jinxed. I was a little nervous. Like, oh, hopefully I won't.
But you didn't.
I don't fall. No. I didn't fall.
Cool.
Don't fall.